I'm doing this video to show where I am after a few days of camping and tell you what I've learned and hopefully ask for some advice, because this little casita got really tight that you can see here. This is my counter space here that's all taken up. Now the bed, everything worked out good with it. I'm not utilizing my storage on either side very much. That I need some kind of a shelving or something there. This is just where I did an experiment to try to get cable, and it worked, but I realized there was a reason I canceled my cable TV. This is some notes I've jotted down for some things I'm interested in. I have to have my computer because I don't like TV. Got to watch my YouTube videos. My Brita water filter takes up a lot of space, but I don't want to give it up because I don't want to go to bottled water and waste all those bottles. So I'm thinking under here to build some kind of shelf on this side that I don't use and set the water filter on top of it and use underneath for storage. And this is my speaker I could put on the shelf behind in front of those plugs. And speaking of plugs, has anybody ever changed out the outlets, 110 outlets, to include the USB ports in them? Because I don't have any USB ports in here. Also, I'm thinking of taking these cushions out and putting an ice maker in here because I miss the ice, and some more shelving back in this area because stuff just gets piled up here. And this door that goes into the bathroom, I'm thinking of taking it off completely and putting up a curtain in here because it blocks this whole area here. I'm sorry, a camper this small, it's hard to get everything, so that makes it feel claustrophobic right there. So if I had this gone and I could make everything else work better in that area. Another upgrade I'm thinking of doing is to, I should have already had this done, shouldn't I? So much for preparedness. Change out this microwave for a toaster oven of some sort so that I could bake something. It's just as easy for me to heat stuff up in a pan just for one person. And this is usable as a counter here if I want to use it. And also, seeing my refrigerator, it's terrible. And it's not near as bad as it was the day I got here. I have a cooler down there. It's just a cheap grocery store styrofoam cooler that I need to get some kind of a cooler to put my produce in. That way I wouldn't have to keep that in the refrigerator. So if anybody's got any great ideas, I would appreciate it. I also would like some way to get the computer out of the way. I've thought about some kind of a drawer underneath for the keyboard, like you see on a lot of desks, and maybe some kind of a stand for my computer to get it up off the table so that I could use the table underneath. Vanna White, I'm not. I apologize for all this. I like the little fruit basket. That's turned out to be good, of course, but that's something I just inherited from the previous owner, so I can't even take credit for that. My closet, see, wet things have to hang up, and it makes for a mess. Now my closet is about as well organized as I can make it. This is just a hanging thing that's supposed to be for businessmen to pack. That's the hamper part, and I just have it. And I put socks and underwear in these cheap Dollar Tree bins here that fit perfect in there. So I don't see much change right now. Eventually, I've seen many casita owners that put shelving in this area, but I'm not very handy, so I'd either have to have somebody else do that or it wouldn't get done. Now to the outside, see, more stuff hanging. Ugh. I had a table sitting here under the awning, and it wasn't very practical, but I was trying to cook on that when I could because it gives me much more space. Unfortunately, this is bear country and I had to tear the kitchen down every night, but I'd like to have something right here. I know casita, some people have the little tire tables. It's hard to describe it, but it's a table that's made to fit over the tire and it'll stick out so far, but that's not really tall enough to cook on, so I'm looking for that. And as you can see, this here, it all got flooded. I guess I shouldn't admit to that, but my box, I had all that in. These are unused things that I've not used before, so they're all clean except for the water hose, and I think it's okay. But for now, I'm just trying to dry everything out after the rains last night and enjoy the construction going on up there. It's nice and peaceful. Okay, enough of that.